Good morning. So for all those of you who are new to this channel, well, I'm cycling across the Amazon, and at the moment I find myself on the road to Manaus, and there is thick Amazon jungle on one side of the road, and there is even thicker Amazon jungle on the other side of the road. Conclusion: there's a lot of jungle around. And at the moment I'm checking the road, because you see, it was raining a lot last night. And when it rains in here, it gets really muddy. And sometimes it's impossible to move. But today, this morning, it's looking good. It's looking really good. So rainy season is slowly creeping in, and humidity is just higher and higher each and every day. And all kinds of cold-blooded creatures, they're just getting more and more active, especially the insects. So you got all kinds of flies following you throughout the day, and then obviously you get mosquitoes throughout the night. And much to my surprise, there aren't as many mosquitoes out here in the Amazon as I expected. Definitely far less than in some other parts of South America, let's say in Paraguay and Chaco, or in Pantanal. Mosquitoes, they were just following me. I was always in a cloud of mosquitoes, at least throughout the night. Out here in the Amazon, not that many. But then there is a catch, because out here you can get malaria, and that's a very big game changer. And every once in a while, when I wake up in the morning, I find at least some parts of my gear covered with termites. I mean, they don't bite, they don't sting, but I just find it a little bit annoying, you know, as if they're trying to make some kind of a point in here. I mean, come on. Homo Deus. So I was just cycling, slowly moving ahead, and out of a sudden a big truck pulls over, and two guys jump out. And one of them asked me whether I need some water. And frankly, I always need some water. I mean, there's water all around in the nature. But in order to drink this water, I need to either filter it or boil it. And it takes a lot of effort. Anyway, so they gave me some water, and then they asked me whether I'm hungry. And frankly, I was hungry, and I still am hungry. I was just looking for some place, for some river to do some cooking, but river was nowhere to be found. Anyway, so then they gave me this cake. And I find it to be really hilarious, because I'm not a cake type of person. I would probably never buy a cake on my own. And now I'm here in the middle of Brazilian Amazon, in one of the most abandoned roads probably in all South America, and I'm about to eat this cake. It was made in Brazil, but recipe came from Italy. Not too bad, not too bad. Really good Italian recipe, made in Brazil, so I want to send greetings to all of my Italian friends. Some of you might be watching this channel from Italy, so yeah. It goes very well with water. You need to mix it. Well, what can I say, ladies and gentlemen? It seems like rain caught me completely off guard one more time. I was just cycling into the night, and 20 minutes later it's a rainstorm. And yeah, I was just desperately looking for any place to chop my way into the jungle, and I made it. I managed to keep my most important items somewhat dry. Unfortunately, I'm all wet myself and some parts of my gear as well, including sleeping bag, but it's not a big issue. So it is 4 o'clock in the morning and I passed out around 9 and I woke up probably 3 or 4 times because it was really horribly uncomfortable. You know, I managed to set up this camp, but I did it in completely random fashion. So hammock is really it is really uncomfortable, and I'm quite sure it was raining all night long. Pretty much, yeah. I mean, there is no thunder, there is no lightning, it's not a storm, luckily. But it was just pouring, non-stop pouring for many hours, so hard. You know, today I feel like such a dirty hobo. And perhaps I am a dirty hobo, but today I am extra dirty. Because you see, when you get caught in a heavy rainfall and it's dark already, and you try to set up your camp somewhere in the jungle, it's never a smooth operation. I mean, I have all kinds of gear and all, but it's never smooth. So now I would say that yeah, like 60 or 70% of my clothes are all wet or dirty, or both wet and dirty, and most of my gear too. But on the bright side, road is surprisingly good. I mean, it was raining all night. It was probably raining for 12 hours straight, and apparently even trees were falling. But road looks just fantastic, just tremendous. Look at this. So apparently last night trees were also falling all around, just not around the place where I was sleeping, luckily. And in some places electricity line got crushed. Como funciona a vida de caminhoneiro aqui nas Amazonas?
Rapaz, não é muito boa não, porque as estradas é bem ruim, né? Barro demais aí, choveu tem que parar, não tem hora para comer, não tem hora para dormir, essa é a vida do caminhoneiro aqui.
E acontecem as coisas como perigos, coisas assim?
Ah, perigo sempre tem, né? Você vacilou, joga a carga fora, muitos companheiros não chegam no destino, ou vai e não sabe se volta, essa é a vida do caminhoneiro aqui na Amazonas, velho, aqui.
E agora começa a temporada de chuva, não? Que é uma temporada mais dura, não mais...
Isso, agora é chuva, agora tem que saber andar só de dia, choveu, parou, se quiser chegar bem no destino.
Então como foi? Onde você chegou aqui, pegou o cachorro?
Pegou o cachorro.
E você tinha medo de onde sono? Não. Não? Não ataca a gente?
E não, pode atacar a gente, né? O outro ser humano ataca a gente, mas a onça não.
Ok. So out of the blue I found this little road restaurant. And in the beginning this seemed to be like really rowdy place. There were lots of truck drivers, there was a lot of drinking going on. But now it got kind of empty and I'm planning to sleep in here. I spoke with the owner, I think he will allow me to hang my hammock in some place. I got myself some meal, so I got some chicken, I got some beans, the usual, and some rice. And you know, a couple of beers, innocent beers, to get a better flavor. Humble man's dinner. And then there is a movie with Kevin Costner going on. Cowboys. My heroes had always been cowboys. And then there is a dog sleeping under the table. Typical Brazilian romantics, you know. Good morning. Another beautiful morning in Brazilian Amazon. And last evening was a lot of fun. I was just sitting in that road restaurant and we were watching some old school martial arts movies and having a laugh. And then I went to sleep. And the night was quite rough because I didn't realize that... Oh, there's so many dogs in here. Because I hanged my hammock on this construction and the electricity generator was nearby and was making a lot of noise. And then I passed out, but then obviously a rainstorm started and wind was blowing so hard. I was really afraid that all of this will collapse at some point. And then I wake up this morning and I'm alive, so it's good. So sun is going down and I'm about to cycle through the night like a devil. And today it was a beautiful day. All day it was really sunny and nice, but frankly I just took some rest. And I was also editing all this video footage for all of you, my friends. And also I had to dry all my gear, all my outfits, because everything was sort of wet and dirty, you know. And that's really a big concern, because even this camera into which I'm talking at the moment, and that's the only camera I have, started acting a bit strangely because of humidity, I guess. Anyway, but now it seems everything is working just fine. I was checking the weather forecast and it says it shouldn't rain tonight, although I can see some really dodgy clouds out there in the horizon. But let's expect for the best. Let's expect for no rain and many big anacondas on my way, okay? Let's go! Look at this. Baby caiman. Absolutely adorable little dinosaur. And you can hear he's making these little baby caiman sounds. You see, crocodilians are the only reptiles that do take care of their babies. Sort of. So I guess now he's calling his mama. But she's nowhere to be found. You see, I was walking along this little river and I haven't seen a single adult caiman. I only found this little guy. And at the moment he is close to the bottom of the food chain. But if he will succeed, many years from now, he might get pretty close to the top. So last night I was cycling until my main flashlight ran out of battery. And then I decided to stop. I just felt I'm tired and I need to find a place to sleep. But then I realized that I found myself in this so-called degraded forest, which means that this once was rainforest, it got destroyed, and now it's left to recover. So it's just thick bushes all around and not much else. What's worse, further down there, real rainforest starts, but it's only swamps. This is one very swampy area. And I was tired and I was lazy, and I found no other better option than just to hang my hammock here. Just have a look at this. I mean, it doesn't get more romantic or perhaps more punkish. I think teenager me would be very proud of myself now. Tremendous. And this beautiful chorizo is no other snake but the infamous anaconda. You know, finding this snake was my dream ever since I was a small boy. And I mean, this is still a very young animal, this is still just a baby. They get giant, especially females, but still. And also it bit me on the finger. So my first anaconda ever also for the first time bit me on the finger. So these snakes officially are the heaviest snakes on the planet. Not the longest though, reticulated pythons get longer. And this is still very young animal. So even though these snakes they do get really big, these are very elusive animals and it's really difficult to find one. You see the coloration? It perfectly merges with its environment. It's also a mostly aquatic snake. They can be found in water or next to the water. So that makes things even more difficult. Do you see the eyes? Right at the top of the head. So this animal is very well adapted to aquatic environments. So for most of their lives, these anacondas, they're just lurking somewhere in the water, waiting for potential prey. And when prey gets closer, they strike, and then they wrap around. And when the snake gets on you, it's like Charles Oliveira choking you out, you know, there's no way out. You know, these are some of the most fascinating predators in animal kingdom. And also one of the most iconic snakes of all South America. Oh, finally! Wow, I was really unlucky with anacondas. And I really hope to find a big one in the near future, like its mama, you know. Whoa! Now, who could expect this coming out? It just started to rain and it was raining really heavily, and I was just cycling through this dirt road like a loser, and out of a sudden I found this little restaurant or a guest house, I don't know what is this, and the owner, he allowed me to hang my hammock under this roof, and that's really good because I think it will rain for a while. In fact, I think it will rain all night, so this is really good. Like for once I really got lucky, like really lucky. Good morning, everybody. So during these long journeys, sometimes I seriously forget which day of the week it is or what time of the year it is. And apparently last night it was a Christmas Eve, and the owners of this property, this family, invited me for a Christmas supper. And I wasn't filming anything. These people, they seem to be rather shy and conservative, and I really don't like to bother people with my camera if I feel that they don't like it. But nothing really interesting happened. They just said a prayer, we ate, and I went to sleep, and that was it. And it was raining all night. And I remember that I've been asked in the comment section, or maybe in some private message by somebody, whether I don't feel lonesome on these journeys, and don't I miss my family, especially now when it's Christmas. But to be frank with you, Christmas really don't mean that much to me. And I'm not saying it's in a sad way. It meant a lot to me when I was a kid. But I'm generally, I would say, a pretty loving person, and there are really few things that I genuinely despise. And among those things is long European winter. And where I grew up, in good old northeastern Europe and Lithuania, winters are long and cold. You know, sometimes it feels like it's nature. Nature is terrorizing you. It's like a terror of nature for like 3 or 4 months or more. So yeah, I much rather stay in tropics, and I will see my family in the springtime or summertime, really. And you know, after all this crazy rainfall, like all night it was just raining. When eventually you wake up and you see sun is coming out, there's really something blissful about it. So Merry Christmas to everybody.